guys! Okay, first off, I am really sorry. I haven't posted in like a lot of months, at least half of a year. I was a little busy if you couldn't tell. Now that that's out of the way, I'm just gonna tell you just some stuff. I don't know, I'm gonna improvise today and just tell you a bunch of random stories. Maybe it'll have a theme at some point. Who knows? As you can see, I re-dyed my hair blonde. This time I went a little higher and I went a little more blonde because I felt like it. Who knows? I recently started doing competition like 2 years ago, I think. My first year I did a group dance with my friends from dance. This year we did another competition and we did a lot more dances. Like there was the group dance, but it had 8 people this time because it was our second year and we knew what we were doing actually this time. There was also a trio and a duet and a solo, and I had the solo, and that was really fun. What happened was we had to change. I had like 6 dances to change in between the group dance costume to my solo costume. I had enough time to change possibly my hair, possibly not my hair, but then the stage manager comes up to me. She says, is one of you Audrey? And I was like, yeah, that's me, hi. She said, alright, so there's been a couple of changes. So you see all of these dances that are like in between your dance, the group dance, and your dance. So this dance got cut, this dance got cut, and this dance got cut. So you only have like 3 dances to change. And I was like, are you serious? Oh my god, I was so stressed out. I was like, okay, my mom is in the audience with my costume and she thinks that I have 6 dances to change, but in reality I have 3 dances to change. Right after the group dance ends, I'm like, so you're supposed to run off the stage happy because you're trying to impress the judges. So I'm like running off all bliss and happy, and then as soon as I get off the stage I turn into like this running football monster and I'm just like booking it down the hall trying to get to my mom, and she, of course, she did know, so she's not like running to give me my costume, you know. Mother! I got changed. I ripped off the dress. I changed in 1 dance, but that was still stressful, like 3 dances to change. And so then I'm out there waiting for my turn to go on stage, and the girl before me is waiting there, and she's about to go on. So she goes on stage, and she's waiting there for her music to start, and then her music doesn't start, and so it's like, what's happening? And she's probably more nervous than I am because I'm just nervous because my dance is coming up soon, but she's literally standing out on the stage, standing there waiting for her dance to go, and it's not going because the music's not going. And then the stage manager comes up to me and she says, honey, you're gonna have to go on now because we have to figure out their music. And I was like, okay. So not only did I have 3 dances to change, I had 2 dances to change. I have more quick change stories. There was like, okay, so I did a show with my mom. I did Grey Gardens with my mom, and I played Lee Bouvier. We had these 2 dances. So there's this one dance where we were acting as like ghosts. We were all wearing gray. Literally everything was gray. We walked off the stage all calmly, and then we had, so this stage, so here's the stage, right? And then basically the backstage, there's like this long hallway around here, and we had to make it on this side and then quick change. This wasn't just like your normal quick change. No, we had to run across the stage. This is like while they're talking on the stage, and we had like 1 minute. It was just, wow. Another thing that happened in the same show, Grey Garden. So we're in rehearsal. So when I come out on stage, I'm supposed to kneel. I had bad knees and they like strained or whatever, like whenever I did pliés and ballet. And so for some random reason, my knees decided to snap when I sat down, and it hurt so bad. I started crying, but I was trying not to cry, so I'm like holding in my tears while I'm listening to my grandpa sing. My grandpa, he's staring at me, and he's like looking at me like he can tell that I'm crying and I'm in pain. eventually he goes, should we stop? And so then I get up. I told everybody what happened. I was like, my knee snapped and it hurts. So I was like, Mom, I have to get crutches. We didn't have time to get crutches, so my mom went to Walgreens, and I was like, maybe they have crutches at Walgreens. She says, that's not how this works. So my mom went in there, and she came out. She said, I got you this cane, if this'll work. Here, I have the cane. This is what my mom came out with. So I had this cane with me all day. I tried to make a joke out of it. It's like such an old lady cane. I mean, look at it. I hate myself. One of my first plays ever, I did The Music Man, and I was supposed to play the flute. Like, I was fake playing the flute, obviously. I was like, basically. There was one time where I was probably playing on my mom's phone or something dumb, and I was just like on the side, not even paying attention, and everybody's like gone. So my flute, so there's like this big shelf with all of the instruments that we're supposed to fake play. My flute was at the very top, and I was like, shoot, my flute is all the way up there, and I'm gonna be late to go on stage, and I was like, oh shoot. And so I'm like trying to get my flute, I'm like jumping, and eventually I got it, I flicked it, and it fell down, and it fell right on my head, and it hurt so much because I was like this tiny child. There's this big metal flute just like clonking on my head, and I was like, oh god, this is bad. So I just didn't go on stage. I was like so mad that that happened that I just didn't go on stage. I just stayed backstage with my flute in my hand. And then when my mom came back, she was just like, why didn't you go on stage? I said, this hit my head, and I was mad. So I just didn't go. I remember I did Little Shop of Horrors with Children's Theater. I played Audrey, of course, because I'm Audrey. I was like kind of the main character, and it was kind of important for me to be on stage. But one day I had a panic attack right before we went on stage. My mascara was all over my face because I was crying. I don't even know why. I just started crying, and I had to go on stage, but I just didn't. Thank God I had pneumonia that summer. My friend Sarah, she learned my part. She learned my whole part, all of my lines in one weekend. Because I had pneumonia, I might not have made it to do the show. They're like, okay, we kind of need this part. So they gave it to Sarah. Thank God Sarah learned my part, because like she didn't see me on stage, and she like was like, I got this, and she went right on stage and she sang my part, and then she did my part for the rest of the show. She changed into her Audrey dress. Thank God she brought it. And she's doing my part, and my mom's yelling at me, and it was not a good night. But thank you, Sarah, for saving my life. Alright, that's the last story. Thank you for saying this whole video. If you did, I applaud you. Well, goodbye. Peace out. I bet you I'm the only 13-year-old with an old lady cane. I bet you.